Making the wrong mistakes in your Etsy ads campaign can literally cost you thousands of dollars. In this video, I'm going to cover 3 of the biggest, most common mistakes I see sellers making. What's up, everybody? Dave here. So I've been in the Etsy game for 8 years now, coaching for 7, and I've seen every single one of these Etsy ad mistakes time and time again, extremely common in all of my students' stores at some point. And if you get it right, you'll make thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. If you get it wrong, what you don't want to do is lose thousands and thousands of dollars. And it doesn't happen in the blink of an eye. It can absolutely happen over the span of months or years. You can literally choose to make the worst decisions, not know it, and rob yourself dry of your own hard-earned money. So before we get started, definitely grab the free Etsy ads cheat sheet in the description below. Also, if you would like hands-on one-on-one help with me, book a free 10-minute call in the description below. I've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of Etsy sellers just like yourself reach 6 and 7 figures and beyond, and I'd love to help you do the same. I'll tell you how I can help you, what I see in your store, and we'll go from there. Let's jump into it. So mistake number 1 here is choosing without choosing, then changing without knowing. So what do I actually mean by that? It's that you need to pick between a high budget Etsy ad strategy or a low Etsy ad budget strategy. Each has different behaviors to watch out for, but a lot of people don't know what they're going for. They pick a budget just arbitrarily, and they make other decisions based on emotions, based on what they hear, all these different things, and they don't know what they're looking for. Therefore, they can't make the right decisions. So the middle zone of not knowing plus reacting within that, that's how you die. That's how you slowly drain your bank account. That's how you slowly kill your Etsy store. So what I want you to do is pick one. Pick a low budget or a high budget. And I did videos on these 2 strategies very recently. You can go on my channel. I'll link them below and watch these, because each one has different things to look out for and different things to do when you see that behavior in your campaign. Both of them can work, but they both work for completely different reasons, and they require totally different behavior and actions based on what you see. So if you're choosing without choosing, then changing without knowing, that's really what I mean, is that you don't know what you're actually doing, and then you really don't know what you're doing when you make decisions based on that, changing your ad budget, turning a listing off, turning a listing on, not choosing to advertise certain listings, whatever it may be. If you don't have a clear strategy, you're not going to do well. But furthermore, this is what I really mean. So what a low budget actually means, it's that it doesn't mean no growth or no opportunity. That's not what low budget means. If you want fast growth, you can achieve it even with a low budget, but it's much safer. It means controlled. Okay, so small spend, you can spend $5 to $10 a day in the beginning, but you grow it over time. It doesn't stay low budget. That's my version of a low budget ad strategy. It's actually just starting low, then slowly growing up. Slow, steady data and slow, steady growth. So in a previous video, when I talked about and laid it all out, the low budget ad strategy, I laid it all out, but I'll summarize it as best as I can within these 2 sentences here. You start with $5 to $10 a day, and then you only increase your budget when you see 70 to 100% of your daily budget being spent. And you only increase it by $5 to $10. Otherwise, it might fall flat on its face and refuse to spend. A lot of people experience that. You might be experiencing that, whether you're on a high budget or low daily budget, that the algorithm refuses to spend your money each day. And that can be from a variety of things. And it's really annoying when you do actually want to spend, but it is not spending. What high budget actually means: you're willing to spend more, but at the same time, carefully and diligently cutting low ROAS ads. If you can get the algorithm to spend your daily budget, like I was just mentioning, it's actually a blessing, because if you can actually get it to spend, then you're always cutting unprofitable ads and not wasting your money. then you can have a money printing machine. If you only have profitable ads and you're always trying to add new ones as well, then you will actually make a lot of money on Etsy ads. Only increase this is with a high budget ad strategy. Only increase when the daily spend is at 70 to 100% each day. More the better and safer. So if it's closer to 100% of your daily ad spend each day, that's much safer. You have a lower risk of it when you do increase it falling flat on its face and refusing to spend. Most people go wrong by not knowing any strategy, let alone these two, then emotionally changing daily budget or which listings are advertised based on feeling. There might be other strategies out there. I don't watch a lot of the other content creators, stuff. I'm not in their courses. I know it works in my stores. I know it works in student stores. So that's why I'm talking about low and high budget ad strategy. And definitely just grab the Etsy Ads cheat sheet in the description below, or email me if you need help with any of this, book a free call, and we'll go over everything that you're doing. And a lot of people are at different spots in their journey with their Etsy ads as well, keep in mind. So you might not want to just restart everything. There are times where you do want to do that, but there are definitely times where you don't want to freak the algorithm out and touch something and change things. So definitely book a free call with me if you want me to evaluate where you're at in your journey. So obviously the fix to, these problems are picking a strategy, stick to it long enough to get real data, and, follow those rules that I mentioned. The main thing is only making budget changes when you're at most of your daily ad spend getting used. So what's number two? What's mistake number two? This is a big one, and you would be surprised how many people make it. Not killing losing listings fast enough. So Etsy ads do not come back from the dead. I've been saying this for years, and it's been true for years, meaning they do not become magically profitable once they spend over your target cost per sale. I like to say cost per conversion, your comfortable cost per conversion. If you have a $30 item, maybe your target cost per acquisition, I have CPA here, your target CPA might be $4 to $6. So that means after it spends over $6 and it has not made anything, turn it off. Even if it makes a sale after $12 of ad spend, you're likely losing money or breaking even depending on your costs of goods sold. So it's not just going to magically start to be profitable. 9.9 times out of 10, there's always exceptions, sure, but do you want to wait around and spend your money to see if it's an exception? If you do that all the time and leave listings waiting for that exception, then you're going to be left with, no matter what, statistically speaking, a huge amount of listings you do eventually have to kill, let's say after double or triple your comfortable cost per conversion. That will undoubtedly, statistically speaking, mathematically speaking, decrease your profitability over time and just suck you dry. With a $2,000 item, your CPA could be $100 or more. If you're selling high-end jewelry or furniture or something like that, then you can obviously spend a lot of money to get a lot of money. So sellers don't check their ads enough. They let losers drain $50, $100, $200 plus before reacting. And that's the set it and forget it people. Don't do that. Do this. Every 2 to 3 days, identify losers, turn off anything past target CPA. It's worth checking your organic stats as well, because it might be killing it organically. And there are times where you want to check how it's doing this year. There's a this year filter on Etsy ads for the listing columns and listing rows. You want to check this year if it's starting to become unprofitable. This is for listings that do have multiple orders. If it's starting to become unprofitable or dip in ROAS, check its entire year. And if it's still doing really well, you can keep it. There are extenuating circumstances like that, so be careful. Push budget into winners. And how do you do that? By turning off losers. That's how more algorithmic spend gets pushed towards those winners. What's mistake number 3? Ignoring everything outside of the Etsy ads dashboard. That means your SEO. Your SEO is your targeting. So Etsy ads simply amplify the SEO you already wrote. Your bad SEO means bad targeting, means wasted ad spend. And it can go both ways. Like, for example, with broad keywords. A broad keyword can get you a lot of sales on Etsy ads, or it can waste you a lot of money. And you will never know until you test. And so be very careful with that. Product market fit. If a listing doesn't convert organically, it probably will not convert with ads either. meaning it's going to turn into a digital cobweb either way, something that just sits around. So be careful. Ads amplify winners, not fix losers. And then also going on from there, you can start an ad right when you list the listing to see how it does right off the bat. That's what I recommend because you don't know if it's going to do well or not. You can follow a different strategy if you want, but I highly recommend every listing you list, add to your ad campaign. Your click-through rate, meaning your thumbnail, is huge when it comes to ads because the algorithm pushes ad spend towards what is working and what is getting attention. What's that first metric for getting attention is your click-through rate, and that means your thumbnail. So make sure that's really good. And of course, your photo quality. Don't just put your product on a kitchen table. And also going on from there, if you don't have photography skills, please don't take a photo of your product on your kitchen table and then have some weird cheesy AI tool place it on some over-the-top polished scene that looks like AI slop and it looks terrible, and people will think you're really scammy for that. They'll think you're a scammer in China or something weird like that. So please don't do that. Try to find the best of both worlds and take good photos. So don't do all that stuff. Do this. Evaluate your SEO when it comes to your ads because that's a huge point of contact for your spread and how much reach you get. Evaluate your thumbnail always. Evaluate the demand, of course, and evaluate your click-through rate trends. There's a lot of trends with click-through rate on Etsy. Sometimes, text on the screen. People were abusing that for a long time. There are different things like that, doing split screen things. Etsy doesn't like that. Sometimes they'll give you a little warning message, all that kind of stuff. But there are trends and people do use them and people do get high click-through rates through them. So if you want help in your Etsy store, book a free call in the description below. Grab the free Etsy Ads cheat sheet. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'd love to hear from you. You can email me as well. I hope you have a beautiful day.